Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to an episode of Chopping It Up. This is our interview series where we bring most dope individuals in the football soccer community and we just chat ball, usually in the spectrum that fits them. It gives us some change, some variety to what we normally do in our little Manchester City bubble. And today we're getting Arsenal. We're getting Ghana, especially after the the result that was today and last week. Wowie, wowie. I know our guest today is thrilled. They're ecstatic. I don't even have to guess. I see them on social media all day so far. Sharpie Charlie, I'm here with my show, bro. If anybody else joins, we will be sure to welcome them warmly. We'll start with you, Sharpie. How's it going? How you feeling, brother? I feel like I haven't seen you in forever.
Ha, the jokes. We see each other all the time. Nah, bro, I'm great, man. It's a great day. Still on spring break here in my teaching life over in DC. So excited to not have children around me for a few more days. I don't have to see them until Monday. So every day is a blessing right now.
Love it. And our guest tonight, as I said, shout out Arsenal. We've had him on before. We are thrilled to have him back on. It's one thing because it's easy to get a guest once. It's very easy to get a guest once because they'll be like, yeah, sure. But the second time, that means something. So really, we do appreciate this. Shady Gang, one more time, give it up for here it was. Let's go.
Oeste in the building.
I appreciate
Oeste.
y'all having me, man. As always, I appreciate you having me. It's a good day. It's not always happy when I come on here, but today is a happy day.
I know we're the ones who it's so weird just watching other teams play and do the Champions League. And I'm not even gonna lie, there is a certain sect of City fans who are being real bitter and angry. I was talking about it during the watch along. There were so many Twitter accounts who were making this match about City there, and it was very. I think it's silly, and like just watch, enjoy it. Do like me. Worst case, put that hater to be constructive with it. Like, juice, do something good with it. Don't try to like make it about us because again, this is my hating coming out. That's normally what Arsenal fans do is they make whatever situation about themselves. So this time, just sit in the back and hate. Enjoy Real Madrid being in the mud because it was nice. Let's go. So good job. I will other half the hate with I'm proud of y'all. I appreciate y'all for doing what y'all did against Real Madrid.
And Aaron, I want to let you
Appreciate
know,
you.
bro, like this is a huge step for Crump. This man is like the biggest Arsenal hater I know. And I don't understand why. Logically, I don't get it. There's no logic here. It's all feelings and vibes and emotions.
That's
But
what
for
I
him to like,
am.
for him to give y'all like credit, bro,
It hurt.
y'all really
It was
like,
tough. It was tough.
yeah,
I
that five
guarantee you,
one, that
it's
five
like
one is
two
real.
or three too many interactions with Arsenal fans online, and it just soured him on the entire experience. That's usually what it takes. There's just too many. I mean, there's too many Arsenal. There's a lot of Arsenal
They're
fans. They're
everywhere,
everywhere,
Yeah,
bro.
and so when you get that many fans, I've said this ad nauseum. When you get that many fans, you're gonna get a lot that aren't great,
yeah.
aren't fun to talk to. So I understand. I get
What
it.
I will say is we have an Arsenal podcast. Shout out Arsenal 86 in our network. I do know some really stand up Arsenal fans. And I know the whole general like Arsenal fans, it's AFTV, all the like for the most part people think of Arsenal fans being the worst, but unfortunately I know some people that I very much enjoy that are Arsenal fans and naturally you're a part of this list too. I was saying it. I like seeing my friends that are Arsenal fans happy, but I do not like seeing Arsenal fans happy. So it's a very
I get it. Yeah, and
I'm
you if you
stuck
start
between
looking
a rock and
around
a
the
hard place.
list of Arsenal supporters, it's a lot of cool people, so it'll piss you off.
Oh God! See, this is why I don't say nice things about y'all. What's up,
Oh
Tarek?
man.
Hey, what's going on,
What's going
fellas?
on, Terry,
What's
Uh,
man?
going on, man?
Good to
good
We
see
to
just
you,
see
out
you.
here,
man.
giving Arsenal. This is the Arsenal love show, man. Like we've come to this place in our, 3 years in now. We got to be mature, little J journalists. We're not big J journalists, but we got to be out here saying like, hey, you got to give credit where credit is due. So my first question to you, Aaron, is
Hold
this,
on.
man. Oh, go
I'm
ahead,
just gonna
sir. Go
say
ahead.
this real quick. Speak for yourself. I'm gonna drop off, and I'm gonna come back on when all the Arsenal
Let's
love in is done,
go.
and
Let's
then I'll come back on.
go.
We don't get no
Oh,
Arsenal love over here.
oh, we got
I'm just
another
not gonna do.
Arsenal hater. That's right. I forgot.
I'm
Terry
a
is a big
hater.
hater.
I'm an Arsenal hater,
I
Vamos.
but I
totally do
love.
respect
But
that.
I agree with Crunk completely. I love that for you all. Hate it from this perspective, but love it for y'all. Because I
I,
remember
I
when
respect
we
the hate.
finally got over that hump, right? When you go to the Bernabeu and you think there's probably no way, but maybe there's a way, and you pull it off, that's an amazing feeling. And for us, it ended up with a Champions League trophy, a treble. So I don't wish that for you all
At all.
as a club. Individually, though, I hope you get that feeling because it's an amazing feeling.
And Sharpie
Respect
has
that.
been kind of
My
nice
bad,
about
Charlie.
it, but I'm gonna say his perspective is great because it's like they can win, they can make it through, but there's still the semis, there's still the finals, there's plenty of chances for them to fail. And I was like, I like the way you think, Sharpie. So that's where I am.
Hey,
That's
man,
where I am.
that's where it is. Like, you don't want your rivals or your competitors to win, but to take out Real Madrid, we all can unite around that, right? They are the biggest death boss in the video game. We don't want them to win. They've won 15. That's enough. Goddamn.
Too many.
But I want to kick it off with this question. I want you to go back to last week, Aaron. Which of those Rice free kicks for you as a true footballer
Mm.
was more difficult? Was it the first one when he
The
wrapped it
second one,
around? The
easily
second
the
one?
second one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why the
I
second
mean,
one?
I think he said it. I think Thierry said it. Like anybody who like has played and like takes free kicks, like they didn't have number one. The wall wasn't set up properly. Like they should have had four, and like I don't want to take away from the difficulty of the technique, but that is a technique that like a lot of top footballers should be able to execute, like bending it around the wall. Like you got to do it and you got to pull it off at the biggest stage. But like he should be able to do that. That
Mm.
second free kick though, that's just otherworldly. That's top bins. That's like Juninho Pernambucano type levels of like, damn, what was that man thinking? Like to go for it, to pull it off. It's like that's next level for me.
Yeah, I was in awe, like watching both. I actually watched these like after school. I had like nothing to do. I was like, I'm just gonna stay at school. I don't want to drive in traffic and miss this shit. So I'm watching it. I'm like, did Declan Rice just is he like right footed Messi? Like what the hell is going on out here? What the hell Leonte? What the hell are we on? Like I don't understand how this man just came out of nowhere, never made a free kick in his life in a professional setting, and
Yeah,
then in the Emirates just does something that is I'll
it's
never forget
it's
it. Like
it's so wild too because it like it's soccer is such a funny game because like when you listen to his interviews, he's like, "It's been in the locker, mate. Like I've been doing it in training. Like, and if you watch every single training, probably there's someone in every like top team who can do that in training over and over and over again. But there is again a difference in being able to do it in training and then pulling it out against Real Madrid in the quarters. So yeah, he is on another level right now. You can tell he's full of confidence. He's been empowered by Arteta. Moving him to that eight role has just like opened the world up for him. Just like you see him get the ball and just start galloping, his eyes light up. It's
Mhm.
different out there for him right now. So I hope that vein of form continues all the way through to the end. So just yeah, he's on smoke right now.
Goodness gracious. I wanted, we'll go back before we dive back into the Arsenal. Uh, this is how we normally started, and I asked you this, but I feel like there's always plenty of things that you can think is overrated and underrated about football. So we're going to start with the underrated. What is something you think is underrated about football?
Oof. I think still the emotions that this game can evoke. Like at my big age, I'm 38 years old, and I had like tears in my eyes earlier. Like what would like I've been trying to separate myself from the full emotion of this sport and like being a supporter for the longest time. I simply cannot do it. So I think for me that it's still underrated how this game can make us feel, like to the positive and to the negative.
I feel that 100% because we did a watch along for the Crystal Palace match. And when I tell you going down 2-0, the anger I felt and the frustration with Pep's lineup and putting all the unks out there, to the moment we equalize, like Kevin De Bruyne hits that goal, and then you get the second one from Marmoush. I'm just like, I literally said that, like tears in my eyes. I feel like LMA. Like it's so many feelings. I'm deep in my feelings. No other sport can do this because every
Yeah,
moment is so special, and it definitely like it makes it stand out for sure.
absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. The hate in me flows, and like are even just how City does for at least I've gotten a lot better. It used to be my whole week would be ruined, and now it's like the next 24 or 48 hours I'm just like, don't ask me about football. And unfortunately that's all my friends ask me about when they're just like, how's your team doing, how's the network going. And I appreciate them asking, but then I have to be like, don't ask. And they're like, wait, I thought
That
I was supposed to ask.
that's the worst part about working in the industry is like if you actually care about the sport, and you want to get away, you simply can't.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well then what is something that is underrated or overrated?
Over,
Sorry.
um, celebration policing. Um, I saw way too much of people being like, "Why are Newcastle fans out in the streets celebrating this little weak Carabao Cup trophy? Like their team just won. Why not celebrate? They won a trophy. It is a
Mm-hmm.
real trophy. They've been waiting. Some of these people have been waiting their entire lives to celebrate. This is, especially Newcastle. It's like this is one of the most like old school football towns that exists. Like
Yes.
that's crazy to me. Anytime it from it's funny because you were talking about how bad Arsenal fans are. From the other side, like anytime Arsenal ever get a result, people are like, "Yo, why y'all celebrating? You haven't done anything yet." It's like we know, we know that's why we're celebrating because we don't get to celebrate that often anymore. Just in general, I can't stand when people like police joy. It's not just a
That's
sport
fair.
thing. Like if you find joy somewhere, it's hard enough to find joy, and when people police that, it
That's
pisses me
facts.
off.
That's big
Is this
facts.
something that's you've been in the game longer than I have, about decades? Like, was this always the case, or is this like a more new phenomenon where you get the celebration police?
I don't think it's always been a thing, but I think it's amplified with social media. We just see it. For better or worse, we see everything,
Mm,
and I think we see more of the negative.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
that is fair.
Feels like the NFLification of the sport, right? Because the NFL is quote unquote the no fun league, and
Mm.
you can't. We don't want this kind of celebration. We don't want that kind of celebration, and it's just like you know let them just be in that moment, right? Just celebrate it and just enjoy it. But I agree with you from a fan perspective. Why would they not? In the case of Newcastle, why would they not celebrate that, right? Like you said, literally lifetimes for some of these people. To expect them not to celebrate it, regardless of how many other trophies that other clubs have won or how relatively big or small this trophy might feel to somebody else, when you haven't won a trophy in 50, 60, 70 years, you take what you can get and you love it, you appreciate it, you celebrate it. So I'm with you.
And honestly, if you know any Geordies, they never really need an excuse to celebrate. So once they won that Carabao, it was over. I loved seeing that energy, just all the shots from the people celebrating. Like it legitimately looked like everybody was there in the city. Like nobody was. If there was a business that was supposed to be open, it wasn't.
Hey, if
If
you
there
wanted to commit a robbery in Newcastle, that was the time to do
nobody was home. That is big facts. Like
That's crazy.
that was the social situation of the entire year. And Hey, as I call them all the time, our oil siblings. Whenever if they find joy, I'm here for it. Which is also why, Loki, I'm sorry, I'm supporting PSG. I'm over here rooting for the niggas in Paris. Like it bees like that sometimes. Like
Again, I respect it. Again, I do respect it.
One thing about Newcastle and them win before we move on,
Yeah.
them beating Liverpool, it was so beautiful.